And one of the new COVID cases is a staffer in Doug Ford's office, and the Premier is now in isolation as a result, although he has tested negative. This comes right as his government is facing a massive backlash from the public over the handling of the pandemic. And now, with their backs against the wall, they're scrambling to implement a form of paid sick days.
We have to do more for essential workers.
That is a change in tone. A source in the Ford government tells CityNews an announcement on sick days will be made later this week or early next week. For months, the province has resisted calls for them, saying there was a federal program.
Why would we go double dip into the pockets of the taxpayers when there's a program already in place?
Doctors and the province's science advisory table have long been calling for sick days. An ER doctor in Brampton says 70% of the patients he sees are connected to essential work.
It's almost always related to workplace transmission or a family member of workplace transmission.
So why make a move now? The government says there are gaps in the federal sick day program which weren't addressed in this week's budget, and that is why it is going to enhance it. But this is a government that is cornered. ICUs are overloaded with close to 800 critically ill patients, and it's dealing with a massive fallout of reversing its ill-thought-out ban on playgrounds and random police stops. The government source acknowledged to CityNews those decisions were, quote, rushed after concerning modelling projections. But back in February, modelling predicted numbers would spike in Wave 3 without sick days and strong restrictions.
The Premier's got blood on his hands.
Harsh words from the opposition. Speaking for the first time since Friday, the Solicitor General refused to apologize for trying to impose police checks.
What I would like to reinforce is that the people of Ontario continue to do what they know is best, and that is limit your mobility.
Mr. Speaker,
According to the government source, a caucus meeting was held yesterday with many unhappy MPPs who were told mistakes were made and measures were being taken to ensure it doesn't happen again. Privately, there is dissension. Publicly, there is support.
The Premier has done a spectacular job.
Public opinion is likely another reason the Ford government is moving on sick days. A new Maru poll finds 76% of Ontarians support at least 5 paid sick days. As for Doug Ford in isolation, I'm told his staff are trying to get him the equipment he needs to do Zoom calls and news conferences, and the public will hear from him shortly. He hasn't been visible since last Friday, and it will not be easy for him to turn public perception around.